Hi Cancerians, this is Marishi, your my channel Shulaka. I've already pulled out 5 cards to see what is the story which is coming through for this week. You've got the 8 of Cups as your first card, Lovers in reverse, center of the reading is the Devil card, you've got the Prince of Pentacles in reverse, and the last card is the 6 of Wands. Behind the deck is a Chariot energy. Some of you might be dealing with an air sign person, probably a Gemini person. Some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn person or another Cancerian. Okay, moving on. There is this energy about finally healing your heart. Okay, it has been hurting so badly for some time now, but now you're deciding to cut the cords. Okay, someone might have separated ways. Okay, you might not be in this bond or relationship anymore, but even after you have separated ways, you were still clinging on to this energy. It was not all that easy. It was not all that easy to cut the cords. You were still attracted to them, or still attached to them somehow. Even if they are not in your surrounding, you're still thinking about them. That kind of an attachment, you couldn't just let go. But now I see you deciding, finally deciding to cut the cords and walk away. Okay, which is a good energy, because you realize that is what you need. You need to, completely separate yourself from this energy. Okay, because there is this realization that there is nothing much left. Even with the Knight of Pentacles, you realize it's completely over. Okay, it's a dead end with this relationship. There's nothing going to be coming out of it anymore. That is why you're deciding to completely walk away, even from this devil's energy, which is toxic. You are deciding to cut the cords and separate yourself, moving away. Beautiful energy in the sense you are finally deciding to be abundant in yourself. This is a single energy. So if you were attached to someone toxically, like, what do I say? It's not even mentally, it's just, you can't separate them from you. They're in your head. You feel like their energy is around you. But now you're going to just separate them, push them away, and literally walk away and embrace yourself in the singlehood. Yes, you're taking the chance to do that. Okay, how much ever it is going to overwhelm you, you realize that this is the thing you need to do. Only then can you move in life. Okay, and it's not going to be easy to do that. I could just say, but it's you who's going through this. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for you, but you need to. You need to, because it's high time. Okay, you need to realize it's not going anywhere. It's a dead end, and you need to move on from that. And you will actually, with the 6 of Wands as your last card. You're going to successfully, tear yourself apart from this energy which was very toxic. Even with the Chariot, your mind wasn't, scattered. Now you're going to bring it together, and you're going to, focus. And the first thing you need to do is cut yourself from this toxicity and walk away completely. It's a beautiful reading because someone is releasing themselves. Okay, and everything which uh, tells me with the Six of Wands, the Chariot, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, because you thinking for yourself now with the King of Swords, what is the right thing to do in the situation? Because people can just sit and mull over a situation for, you know, for a very long time, even after it is over. Yeah, it's almost like putting yourself in this victim, victim mode, and you don't want to get out of it because it's much more, you know, convenient. Some people like that. It takes them a lot of time to get out of it. But here I see you actually making the decision what is right for you, and you deciding that this is over and you need to take charge of your life. Yeah, there is an adamant energy. Okay, there is this fierceness about you, the way you're thinking. It's almost like, you're going to make things go in your favor. You're going to change things around for you. Whatever, okay, how much ever it's going to overwhelm you, you're going to do it whatsoever. You're charged up like that. You will go to any extent to make things work for you. Okay, with the World card. Prince of Swords and the Ten of... Yeah, okay. You want to make things go in your favor and you will go to any extent. Moving on with the Prince of Swords and the Ten of Wands. You moving on, you realizing, okay, there is this clarity about the way you think regards to things which is, long dead. Even with the the Knight of Pentacles up here and the Knight of Swords up here in reverse. Something which have come to a complete dead end. There is no movement. Okay, you realize you need to just leave it behind. You cannot shoulder it anymore with the Ten of Wands. You're dumping that energy. Okay, this toxic energy which you were carrying, like which I just picked out, the victim energy. Even after it's long gone out of your life, some people just like to, cherish the memories, which is toxic. Okay, which is toxic for your own good. For your sake, it's better to move on completely. But then some people just cherish the memories and just like to be stuck in it. They daydream about things. Which is, how do I say it? Yeah. It's a feel-good energy somehow. Just daydreaming. Anyways, so now someone is deciding to just dump it, okay, and be done with it. And it's time to heal your heart, which has been bleeding for some time. Okay, you are taking charge of your life, even with the Chariot energy, to move ahead, to charge ahead, leaving everything behind. It's almost like people are, booting for you. You're like, cheering for you at your progress, at your decision, like finally moving on. Okay, so you're deciding to heal your bleeding heart because you see, okay, you're very optimistic now. Even with the Ace of Pentacles, we'll get back to that later. Because the Ace of Pentacles, there is something which you are more focused on. Okay, it could be the future, what it could be, and for that you need to completely release yourself and be the single person. Okay, you cannot carry any baggage from the past because you're very optimistic now. Okay, it's almost like if you become single again, then there might be someone better out there. Okay, much more classier, much more, who has more potential than the person whom you're leaving behind. They have already left the scene. It's just that you have to get out of it. There is no physical presence of this person whom you're thinking about. It's just, in the vibe, around you, surrounding you, which makes you stuck. You have to break free from that. And it's high time, actually. Okay? So now, there has to be some kind of a motivation, right? For people to come out of it. And I see you having some kind of a motivation. Very optimistic. What is out there? Almost exploring. Almost exploring the chances which can be presented to you. If only you're back here. Okay? Abundant in yourself. Not the clingy energy you wear. Five of Pentacles and Prince of Wands. Someone is literally getting out of this. There is a fierce need to charge forward from this. Just this Five of Pentacles. Okay, you were just feeling like the victim. Okay, people did. You felt stranded. You felt betrayed, and you were just in that energy for too long. Now you're moving past that, okay, because you see so much out there, okay, which can, which is up for grabs. If only you give yourself a chance, okay. You want to move out from this Five of Pentacles situation, and you are very much charged, okay. You're very much determined. There is this fiery energy about you to charge forward. Just looking at the next card, Seven of Swords. It's almost like, you're tricking yourself. Okay, that's a weird thing to say. You almost tricking yourself, that this could happen, that could happen, blah, blah, blah. This optimism is also like, I don't know what this is about. You somehow, when I looked at this is sneaky energy, but in your case, you're almost tricking yourself. It's almost like you are trying to make yourself believe, okay, giving yourself the hope that if only you get out of this, you release yourself out of this, will you achieve, something bigger? You will achieve something greater. Okay? So it's almost like, yourself convincing that, you need to do it. As I said, there has to be some kind of motivation. And it's almost like not tangible, like it's not even visible. It's just a belief in yourself. Illusions. Okay? And you're sneaking away with the hopes that there is something out there. Okay? It's a silly energy. It's a silly energy, concerns, but it's almost like you have to. You have to convince yourself. Otherwise, it is difficult for you to get out of it. It's almost like, you go to a shrink and they give you plenty of, I haven't gone to one, so let's just keep it that way. So it's like they tell you different exercises to do and, think like this and blah, blah, blah. So it's always like that. You are coming up with this. If I release myself from this energy, will I get something much more beautiful? Okay? It's almost like, giving yourself a gift optimistic, very optimistic. It overwhelms you whatsoever, whatever your situation is. And I want to say it is a difficult, you need this hope. You really need this hope to get through. To get through. Yeah? Because you're very much, at the low energy seems like you are very tired with life. At what you have gone through. And you need to lean on this hope. It's almost like the person who's, climbing a mountain, and the mountain itself is a hurdle, okay? But you're leaning onto the stick, which is like, your partner. You are dependent on this, and I want to say you have this hope, which you're dependent on. Otherwise, you think you will not be able to make it. Otherwise, yeah, it's like I said, tricking your own mind, because everybody needs some kind of a motivation. Moving on, Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. I almost got distracted because it's a very you feel very defeated somehow. Feel very defeated. You really want to make things work. You want to win at life somehow. Nothing seems to be working in almost most areas of your life, and you want some kind of the teeniest of hope which you can chase. Anyways, yes, it's almost like it overwhelms you just even thinking what is out there, whether you will be able to have this, the dream. Your dream is having all that, you're working on it. You're working on it slowly, not knowing what will come out of it. But yet, you're bringing yourself to do your part, to achieve the big dream, because you're hopeful. I'll just move on. Yes, Fool card. Just what I was saying. You're taking the leap, okay, not knowing the consequences. You're taking the fool's journey, okay? You just want to go out there, be optimistic about life. Yes, Hermit energy. Yeah, you want to see some kind of a light within your life, which is almost dark right now, and you're pushing yourself to get out there and to see, what you can. It's almost like you're convincing yourself you have to try. You need to do something about it. It scares you. It scares you. Two of Cups in reverse. You looked into a situation which has died out. Okay? Which has died out. And literally, Ace of Wands, Five of Wands. You're moving out again. Okay? You're looking at the chances. You realize something has died out with the Two of Cups. You've looked at it at every angle. Again, the decision to actually leave something behind and move on is because you have actually took the time. You have got enlightened. Okay? You actually looked at this whole picture. Okay? At this whole relationship which has collapsed. You looked at it at a 360 degree, and you realized it's over. Okay, it has broken down, and now you need to. Okay, whatever the situation you were in, whatever the relationship was, there was so much conflict which was going on. You might have tried, but it always ended up, barking at each other. You did try, because as I said, it was difficult for you to, separate yourself, because you were still pretty much engulfed with their energy. You tried your best to seek them out back into your life again. Okay, now you're realizing it's completely over. You've done your part. Now you're walking away. You're moving on with your chin high, chest out, just like the Six of Wands energy. Literally moving out proudly, not ashamed anymore. Yeah, I was telling you about you had waited for this to work out for a very long time. You were unhappy. How much ever you waited and gave them a chance, or seek them out or whatever, and it never worked out. It always ended up in conflicts. Okay, some of you couldn't just think straight. Some of you couldn't sleep. Some of you just had so much headaches. You were stressed out just thinking about the situation. You were unhappy. You were unhappy for a very long time. Waiting what would come out of it. Okay? Will things, work in your favor again? Will things go back to where it was before with this person? You were very much, for some time, you were very much fiercely aggressive, defensive about having them back. You were not thinking straight. Okay, with this Ace of Swords in reverse up here. You just didn't want to think straight. You didn't want to see things as it is. Yeah? Your emotions was overpowering your judgment. You just wanted to ignore the reality of things. Things up here was a little too muddled for you. But the only good part, this is a backstory. So the only good part which I see in this 5 cards is someone finally releasing themselves. Okay? Because now, this is all about the head. Now there is going to be a balance in the way you think. You're having clarity, which, when you waited, okay, and we're very aggressive energy, like previously. Because, of course, devil's energy. Devil's energy won't let you think straight. It's always a little devil up here, or probably up here, telling you things. No, they're going to come back down. Yeah? Literally losing your shit. Okay? And now, you're going to weigh things. Okay? The pros and cons. You're going to see things as it is. Keeping your sentiments apart and thinking much more clearly. Seeing things as it is. Okay? How much ever you will realize there is not much to offer anymore. Yeah. Slowly, the love for this other person might be fading out. When you're bringing balance into the way you're thinking. When you assess a situation, even with the Hermit and the Two of Cups in reverse, you assess the situation and saw how it was. telling you this stressed you out. Things not working out in your favor stressed you out, but now you're seeing things as it is, which is good. Okay, so you are realizing whatever cup, okay, was there, you thought it was full. Now you're realizing there is nothing much in there because it has already drained out, and you don't have much to offer as well. You don't have much to offer the other person as well. So when you're thinking clearly, you see how things are. Page of Wands. It's almost like you realize there is some kind of an injustice which has happened. Okay, you understanding there is no potential in. Okay, there is not a chance with the Page of Wands and Princess of Wands and the Princess of Cups in reverse. There is no way you can, initiate anything because you don't have anything to offer anymore. Because you are realizing something has been, they have wronged you some way. What is happening was absolutely unfair. You might have been wronged because if I saw that Three of Swords in reverse initially, but it was in reverse, right? So you want to heal that heart of yours. You want to heal that heart of yours which was bleeding. Why is it bleeding? Because somebody hurt you, right? So there was some kind of an injustice which had happened within the foundation. It broke down because something was wrong. Someone has done wrong. Okay? That is why it did not work out. The Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. It did not work out. The whole foundation was shaken. It wasn't working. Someone has finally decided it's time to move on. Last two cards. There's more, but I'm going to stop here. Six of Swords. Somebody is literally leaving things behind, the past behind, and moving on. It's almost like packing your bags and moving on, okay, to find out what is there, out there. Again, with the Fool's energy, it's exploring. Someone is just ready to explore. It's almost like, you building up new dreams. Just like I said, you need some kind of hope, and you are hanging on to it. It's the only way you can survive through this. To have new dreams, you need to chase behind something to distract yourself from what has happened in the past. You just cannot sit idle for some reason, because if you sit idle, probably you will start daydreaming, and probably that will push you into depression as well. But this is your way. This is your way to chase something which can be a possibility if you start living your life and release yourself from this toxicity. So take charge of your life with the Chariot energy. Take charge of your life. How much ever, yes, it's depressed. It's just depressing you. But take charge. Okay? It even depresses, it brings you so much anxiety just to think about, can I even start over again? But you got to. Yeah? How much ever it is going to overwhelm you, how much ever you're going to think about, what you've lost, the regrets, the disappointments. You need to, yes, whatever from the past is trying to push you down again. Doesn't matter. Yes, whatever. The Tower moment, whatever has shaken up your life, you need to drop that. Like already. You need to drop that already. How much ever you have to push yourself with the Queen of Wands in reverse, how much ever it feels like a mean, bitchy energy, you gotta be that. It doesn't matter, because you're going to You know, do it for yourself and not for anybody else. You don't have to explain to anybody why you are taking this, you know, fierce energy, because it's required. Look out what's there. Look out into your future. Okay? And stop waiting for things to come back. Okay? Stop waiting for things to come back. Even I'm not going to go into, yes, stuck energy and the verdict, everything about that. Okay? You need to take charge. I don't have to go into that pile because it's asking you to definitely take charge of your life and leave everything in the past itself, which did not work out. Don't go into that mind phase, you know, mindset about what did not happen, why it did not happen. You know, don't keep looking in the back, in the past, because that's going to suck your life again. Okay? Yeah. Don't think about the verdict which happened, which went against your wishes. Blah blah blah. Okay? I'm going to stop here. This is Marishi, your my channel Sri Lanka. Until next week. Bye bye.